How can in a country like ours or in any democracy, by statutory prescription, Chief Justice of India participates in the selection of the CBI director? Can there be any legal rationale for it? I can appreciate that the statutory prescription took shape because the executive of the day yielded to a judicial verdict. But time has come to revisit. This surely does not merge with democracy. How can we involve Chief Justice of India with any executive appointment? Coming to judiciary, being a member of the bar, I have association. I am therefore a foot soldier. Lawyers are extension of the bench. They work in togetherness with mutual respect, admiration. Judgments are as good as the assistance of the bench. It is one of the factors. Like legislature, the judicial architecture also faces critical structural changes. When I became a parliamentary affairs minister in 1990, I went to that room from where Supreme Court operated. For many years it operated from the Parliament building. There were 8 judges. They were not sitting on all days because there was no work. More often than not, all the 8 judges sat together. Gradually we know the situation that is now and rightly reflected by Justice Bose. But I invite to stir your minds on one aspect. When the strength of the Supreme Court was 8 judges, under Article 145(3) there was a stipulation that interpretation of the Constitution will be by a bench of 5 judges or more. Please note, when the strength was 8, it was 5. And Constitution allows the highest court of the land to interpret the Constitution. You interpret what is interpretable. In the guise of interpretation, there can be no arrogation of authority. That being the situation, without reflecting more, for fear of being understood or misunderstood, understood in one pretext or misunderstood in another pretext, we need to urgently focus to ensure that the essence and spirit that the founding fathers had in mind in under Article 145(3) about interpreting the Constitution must be respected. If I analyze arithmetically, they were very sure interpretation will be by majority of judges, because the strength then was 8. That 5 stands as it is, and the number is more than 4-fold. Sir, the blurring line again between judicial review, which you are aware was evolved in the American Supreme Court long back. It was known as martial era. It's very blurred. Judicial review and judicial overreach. Let me invite attention of all of you. In 1869, Supreme Court of America, that before 1869 had judges varying in number, 6, 8, but the strength was in single digit. 1869 they decided 8 judges. Today there are 8 judges. All the 8 judges sit together with quorum being 6. They have no pendency. It is this place where you can examine that the jurisdiction of the American Supreme Court is nearly the same as our jurisdiction. Is there a matter in judicial domain which lies exclusively with the magistrate or a district judge or the High Court, not being dealt by the Supreme Court? The structure of the Constitution is very categorical. Judicial governance is left to the High Courts in their areas. There's a constitutional prescription. All subordinate courts and tribunals in the jurisdictional area of the High Court are subject to the control of the High Court. But there is no similar control of the Supreme Court either of the High Courts or subordinate judiciary. When I analyze the disposals, sir, to play and fudge it with figures is very dangerous because we are monetizing ignorance of the people. If informed minds get into the habit of exploiting the ignorance of others, nothing can be more dangerous than this. I have examined the recent 2 volumes sent by the Supreme Court Registry. The disposal has to be 2-faceted. 1, dismissal at the threshold of Article 136. That is largely the disposal. The disposal after leave is granted or otherwise statutory appeals are there is the only real disposal. And how can there be disposal when in a country unknown to the other dispensation in the world, we have a PIL court, we have so much cognizance. Day in and day out, we are appointing committees, SITs, groups. I wouldn't say more, sir, except executive decision making. The autonomy is not autonomy. The autonomy comes with a great sense of accountability. And that accountability is enforceable rigorously and on occasions in a stringent way by several agencies that virtually are at the neck of the bureaucrats or politicians deciding it. Let us preserve it.